Hello and welcome to the tutorial in which you'll learn to port lessons using the tool. The first step in which is to create an output folder into which we will kind of port the content. It's pretty simple. What I'm going to do here is what you'll see on the screen. I'm going to my C drive and creating a new folder. You can give it any name that you want to. I'm going to give it a name trial porting content. Now that's it, that's the first step. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the tool, the file itself, the executable that will be sent across to you either in email or through a link. Now this file is a Java executable. The extension is .jar, as you can see here, and the Java icon on the left side as well. This is how it should look like in your computer. Now the next thing to do once you have the tool and you've created the output folder is to select the output folder within the tool to the folder that you've created. So what I do is I double click and open the tool. This is the tool, the pop-up. There are two buttons here, you can see. One is to select the output directory and the second one is to open the editor. The first thing we'll do is to select the output folder. Now I've clicked on this button. I will access the folder that we just created. I made it on the C drive and you can see the folder right there, trial porting content, and I select it. Okay, so you can see on the top left here the folder is now selected as the output. So whatever we do in this editor will go and get stored in that folder. The next thing is to open the editor. Now once I click on the button, it opens actually in your default browser, which we've set to Chrome by now. And this is the editor. This is where you'll put all the content. You'll take it out of the lesson that is given to you, probably in a Word document, and put it in here. Now we're going to look at creating a new chapter, topic and subtopic in this. This is the editor interface I've just shown. So you can see the three buttons on the top left: add chapter, topic and subtopic. And what you'll get essentially is a Word document of chapter that has been created by one of the interns and iterated. You can see the name of the chapter here. What I'm going to do now is I'll open the chapter first of all, and you can see the content of a sample chapter here of cell structure and function. Now before we start porting or creating anything in this thing, we have to add a chapter. Okay, the chapter that we're trying to port here, the sample chapter, is for 8th science, chapter number 8, cell structure and function. So we're going to create the chapter now. Add a chapter. I'm going to give it an ID, ch for chapter 01, and then the name, cell structure and functions. Okay, we can insert the chapter. You can see on the left panel that the chapter is already inserted. Now within a chapter there will be several topics and subtopics. The next thing we're going to do is to learn how to add a topic. So in this, the first topic under cell the structure and function chapter is the introduction. So let's go ahead and add a topic. Topic under cell structure and function, T for topic 01, and then topic name is introduction, and inserted a topic. Under the chapter on the left panel, you can see that the topic is now added. You click on the topic and then you'll be able to add a lot more elements. Now first of the elements that I want you to know, or rather learn, is to add a subtopic. Subtopic is essentially a heading that we use under a topic to introduce a new concept or talk about something. So let's just see how we want to go ahead and add. So we'll see we'll add a subtopic here. I click on subtopic. I give it an ID st01, st for subtopic, and then subtopic name, the one that I picked from the lesson, the origin. And you see that the element is added, and the element has a line at the top and bottom showing the beginning and the end of the element. And this adder lets you add all kinds of elements that are necessary for a chapter, a video, an image, and everything, as you can see here. Okay, the next thing is to be able to insert HTML element into the chapter. This is really important because the chunk of the material that gets ported is in HTML. So let's get back to the chapter in the Word document format. You can see a lot of stuff here, mostly in text and images and videos. So everything that you see that's in text form or formulas or smaller images will go get ported into the chapter through the element of HTML. So we add an HTML. This is the pop-up window into which you input whatever you want, which goes into the chapter. So I am going to copy, say I want to add this part of the text. I am going to copy this now, copy and then paste it in that window in the pop-up that comes on add HTML. So I'm pasting it here. Now this window add HTML lets me format a lot of things and in a lot of ways. So on the top panel you can see a lot of things that are possible. I can change the format to bold and italic, and then also align the sentences to left, right or center, and then also justify them and have numbered lists and bullet points. Here you can see the various kinds of headers that are possible, the formatting kinds that I just spoke about, and also a few kinds of boxes and paragraphs that can be added in this. So this is pretty useful. I want you guys to explore this thing. Now this is really important. Under the main element HTML that you add, it is extremely essential for you to add the source information. So I'm going to pick the source from here. The source for the text here is mentioned as this link here. So I'm going to copy this link first of all, and then I'm going to go back to the tool and paste it in the box that is assigned to the URL. So I'm going to paste it here. So the source information is extremely important. No chapter is complete without putting all the necessary information. The next thing I want to add is the detail about this. So I'm going to add the name of the author or the organization. So I know that this is coming from CK12. I can see that from the link, and I also see the title of this work from that page, and I'm going to give this section or the HTML element the same title. It's extremely important for us to insert this thing so that we do not get into any legal trouble. And then at the bottom you see a button that says insert HTML. So when I press this thing, the HTML element is already there. You can see the top line and the bottom line and whatever text or other elements as a part of HTML you've added here, along with the formatting that you've given it. Alright, so okay, so this is the information that we've given, the website the text came from, the title and the URL. The next thing for us to do is to add an HTML element along with a special formatting design. So what I'm going to pick here is kind of a definition or a text box. Yeah, I found this thing. So I want this text to appear inside the lesson or on a website or in my app in a special way. So what I'm going to do is the same thing again, add HTML and then copy the text that I want to add, but then this time the formatting settings will be a little different. So I copy it and then I go back to the add HTML box and paste it. Alright, and now we can scroll down to see the other options. It's important to fill out the other ones. I'm not doing as of now. I'm not completing all of them, but okay, let me do it. I'm going to take the source link there. Okay, copy and then paste in the URL box. Yep. Okay, now it's coming from a website and the title and the other details that we have to fill in, CK12, and yeah, more information. Now at the bottom of this you'll see a couple of options. The one that says type, and in this I can select a box type. It could be a box info or box alert, and by choosing this, the formatting in which this text will appear on the website or inside the app, the Android app, will be very different and much more aesthetically appealing. So I want to put so a box type will have two parts. One is the kind of a header and the central body. So I'm putting the header in the header box there and leaving the rest of the text here, and then yep, I'm done. I insert the HTML. The HTML element is there on the left panel for me to see. I can scroll down and see whether the element is added or not. I see all the information the box type, the box header, and the central text, and also the other referencing information that is necessary for us to include. Okay, so here we come to the next part, which is really important. As I mentioned a little while earlier, sometimes as a part of HTML we will have to include a few images, which could be images which could be formulas or equations which are in a JPEG or an image format. So the one that we see here, the text has a chunk of text and then some formulas. Now this formula can be added as a different image element also, but I want to do it through the HTML addition option. So I add HTML, and in this I want you to notice a small option on the top of the big box. So first we copy this, the text will go as it is. I copy it, I go back to add HTML box, and I paste it there. Alright, so now comes the interesting part. So to do this, to be able to port the image as a part of HTML, you first need to save this image on your desktop. So what I'm going to do now, you can choose whatever way you want to. I'm going to use Paint to kind of save it as a JPEG. I suggest that you download the JPEG directly from the online latex editor. That will be the best quality, so that your lessons will look really beautiful when ported. So I'm going to save this JPEG on my desktop. I'll put it in a place where it will be easy for me to find. Okay, I've saved it now. I go back to the tool. Now you see the small option on the top there, right there, correct. I can use this to add an image. So I click on this, browse for the image that I want to add as a part of HTML, find the image, and then select it. So it's on the top right there. Yep, I insert it there. Now the moment I press insert, you can see the image actually has come as a part of the HTML box. I will be able to resize this thing also, and then I'll fill out all the other necessary information of the references. Make sure that I do not select the box type, because sometimes you kind of select a box type and then it becomes a default, and then you won't notice everything goes into the box. I don't want you to do that. So I remove the box type and put it as a normal element and insert it, and lo, at the bottom you can see that the image has been embedded into HTML. Okay, then the next thing is to be able to add a video through the tool. Lessons have a lot of videos, so we need to learn this. I am going to create a topic, T02, and it will purely be about being able to add videos. So I'm going to name it how to add videos and insert the topic. You can see the topic on the left is already added. I click on it, and again click on this button to add a video, because that's how we're going to add videos. The pop-up has a lot of information that we need to fill out, and once we fill all of it out, the bottom is the insert video button, on which we need to press to add the video. But before that, I want you to do a couple of other things. So firstly, we go back to the lesson and spot a video that needs to be added. Okay, this is the video. So first I pick the link, I go to YouTube, or rather I simply paste the link to get to the video that I want to. Alright, so here, this is a video about the cell membrane, which needs to be inserted into the lesson at the right place. So this has got an author and a title and a description. First thing to check out is the license terms, if the reuse of this thing is allowed or not. Yeah, we are good now. So to be able to add this asset, we actually need the asset on the desktop, so we need to download it. So there's a website that I need you to go to. It's really simple to remember, keepwid.com, and inside this website the interface is actually really simple. So it's for downloading streaming videos. You get to this website, you get the URL of the video that you want to download, paste it in the box right there, and then press on the button download. Now this does an interesting thing. It gives you a list of the options for you to download the different formats. Remember to download MP4 format, the best quality possible, but it has to be MP4. So I select MP4, and yes, it has begun downloading now. Alright, so the download now is complete. What I'm going to do now, the second thing, is I'll go to my downloads folder and look for the video and start playing it. The reason I want to do this is I want to pick I want to create a thumbnail for this video, so I forward it to a point somewhere in between, pause it, and then now what I'm going to do is print screen. So I printed my screen, and then I'll go open a new file in MS Paint. I'll go open Paint and then paste the screen that I've just printed. Okay, now I will select a part of this using the box selector. Okay, selected it. Now I copy it, and I'm going to open a new file and then paste whatever I copied. Now this is going to be my thumbnail. I'll save it. I'll name it thumbnail and save it somewhere where I can find it really easily. I'm putting it in my desktop, thumbnail, and save. Okay, so now we're ready to add the video. Let's get back to the tool. So yeah, we've done everything necessary to add a video. I go back to how to add a video topic. I click on add video. Now the first thing is to add the video file. I click on choose file and browse for the video that I downloaded, and yeah, there we go. We go to downloads and the cell membrane video. Click it, make sure it's MP4 in the best resolution possible. The second thing to add is the thumbnail, because the thumbnail is what a user will see when they try locate the video. So thumbnail I created is right there. I select it and okay, I click on it. Now every element has to be given an ID. So because it's a video, I call it V01 because this is the first video inside the topic. The title, yeah, I mentioned earlier also that you have to keep the YouTube window open so that you can quickly note down what the topic is. The name of the author is also important because you're going to attribute it to the actual author or the website. So next thing I'm going to do is copy the description here and then paste it in the tool under the title, and the text field is the author. Especially for videos, I need you to note down the author as well as the website that they're coming from. So I got the author's name here, I'm typing it in, and then I also type in the name of the website that I'm getting it from. Alright, so the next thing is again this information of the title has to come from the site itself. So this title is rather simple this time, so it's a cell membrane. The URL is actually the key piece of information that links our asset inside the lesson to the actual source. After everything, I add video. It's really simple. Now I can see the thumbnail image here. I see the video icon there and all the information that I've inserted. Great. Now the next thing we learn is to port an image through the tool. It's rather simple. Once we've done the video, I create another topic again, similar to how we've done for the video. T03, how to add an image. How to add an image and insert. And then I click on the topic, and then I should be able to add images through this adder. The add image button will give me a pop-up which yeah, this one, wherein I have to give all the information again, give the link to a local address to the file, and then press this button so that the image gets inserted. Now let's go to the lesson, the Word document file that we have, and okay, so let's say this image or this, whichever we want, you're interested in, this image is something that you want to add. Now the link to the image obviously would be given there because it's mandatory for the creator to include the source. So I'm going to copy this link and open it in the browser. Why am I doing this? Because I want to make sure that I'm getting the best quality resolution image for our lesson. So yes, this is the best possible image. I save it on my desktop into my documents. Alright, so let's get back to the tool. Okay, I press on this plus button, then add image, I choose the file that I've just downloaded. I go to my pictures and then port it assets folder. I need to locate this file. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. So I add this file. I give it an ID because it's an image. It's I01 because it's the first image inside this topic. The title, as you can see, is from the image itself. So all the information about title, description, author you get from the website itself. So make sure that you click on the link and open it in a window before you try adding an image. So you give it a title and a description, and in case of assets that are coming from known websites which host a lot of open source information, like in this case it's coming from Wikipedia, I'm going to type in the name of the website itself as the organization which is the actual owner or the author of this image. I get the title and description from the website itself, and then finally the most important piece of information that links both of these is the URL. So I copy the URL and paste it here, and at the end we have a couple of interesting options. The one option is to be able to show full screen, and the second is to be able to show border. So I want you to play around with them and see how they are used. So as a simple thing to remember, I want you to use a full screen only for images that are of very good quality. And okay, there we go, the image is added here. You can see the image a smaller version reflecting on this thing, and all the information about the image right there. Great, so we've learned how to add images. So what have we done now? We've learned how to add HTML with formula text, and we've added videos and images also. That kind of pretty much finishes everything that you need to know, everything important that you need to know to be able to start porting. The next thing I want you to see is to go to the output folder that we've created. So yeah, trial porting content. So what has happened during this time when we were trying to port a lesson? So this folder got populated with a few folders and a couple of files. So this is what's gonna happen. So just to quickly recap, what did we learn today? We learned working with the tool, selecting the output folder and opening the editor, and porting HTML elements with different variations. We've learned how to port videos and images, and I think you're set to begin the porting process now. Okay, all the best then.